Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single week. We don't want you to miss a thing. Our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips and support are highly appreciated. It's only going to go towards making the channel better. We're hoping to add a lot more games to the channel, such as roulette, video keno, video poker, carnival games, things along those lines. We just want to do it right, which is going to be very expensive, so it's going to take some time. You could help us out if you wanted to. If not, no big deal. We appreciate you guys just tuning in, but if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description down below this video on the patronage. And for our patrons, we do hope you are appreciating those patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out for you guys every single week. If you have anything you'd like to see, just email us on the site. We're more than happy to film it for you. As for the rest of you, please continue tuning in. We have, like I said, a ton of content coming out. And if you have any suggestions, questions, strategies, anything related to craps, baccarat, blackjack, pai gow, casinos, Vegas in general, just go ahead and shoot us an email at sincityliving@gmail.com. We absolutely love to shoot these videos for you guys. It is our favorite thing to do. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. Now for today's strategy, I want to go over another real player, real strategy. This is a fairly simplistic strategy, and it's a strategy that is done by quite a few players, and I don't think I've ever discussed it. So I want to discuss the strategy, and then I want to show how it compares to some of the other more common, or some of the other common strategies that are played. So this strategy, it's pretty basic. Now I'm going to do this as if it were a $15 table. Actually, no. Scratch that. I'm going to do this as if it were a $10 table. Now this player plays it as if it were a $15 table, but for comparisons, I'm going to do it as a $10 table because the numbers I have for the other strategies are based off of a $10 table. So this player does the across, including a point. Exactly what I prefer, what a lot of dealers prefer, unless he's shooting. So he'll do a cross, so we'll say 64 across, including the point. So what is his strategy? His strategy is extraordinarily simple. His strategy is actually so simple, it's really, really easy to deal to. Now, even though I'm going to compare this to other strategies, I do want to tell you now that I do like this strategy. And I like this strategy. I'm going to be honest, I hate this player, but I like the strategy. I love the strategy, especially for beginner players, for newer players that don't know the game all that well. This is a great strategy because for a couple of reasons. One, it's super easy. Doesn't take a lot of thought on the player's part or the dealer's part. Two, it's still designed to win money and take advantage of longer rolls. It's not going to win as much, but it's still designed to actually increase your winnings. And three, it is so simple and so regimented that you can tell the dealer what you were doing, and you can basically contract with the dealer to do your strategy for you. Because the strategy, he presses one unit every time something hits. It's very, very simple. The 8 rolls, he goes from 10 to 18, so on and so forth, okay, or from 12 to 18. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to analyze this real quick on the common, not common, on the extremely rare rolls that we've talked about in the past. The 15, 30, 45, and 60 roll without a 7 hands. The good, the decent, good, great, and fantastic type of rolls. Basically, the kind of rolls that are about 10 to 12 minutes long, which occurs with some frequency, but nothing super extravagant, but frequently enough that you're going to see it if you play long enough, to the 25 to 30 minute rolls that might happen maybe once a night per crew, maybe once every 8 to 10 hours per table. Yes, I've seen this happen almost back to back, but again, on average, it's most nights I don't have a roll this long. Which is the 30 roll. Then the 45 roll one, which is the roughly 40 to 45 minute rolls, and those are extraordinarily rare. I see one of those once every 2 or 3 weeks. And then to the 60 rolls without a 7, which is at least an hour-long roll, because things slow way down when you get deeper into the hand because more people are betting and their bets are higher, pressed more, and stuff like that. And hour to hour 15-minute hands I see once every 3 or 4 months. That's per my shift. So, you know, when you multiply that by 3 shifts, you probably have one of these hands come up every couple of weeks. But it's definitely rare. So I'm going to analyze it based on all of those. So on a 15 roll hand, we're not going to worry about the 2, 3, 11, 12 because they're just not likely to happen. So the 4 and the 10 are likely to come up 1.5 times each. So we're going to do once here and twice here. Okay, so we're going to treat that as if it were not a buy yet. So we're going to pay it 18, and he's going to press it 1 unit, and he's going to collect the rest. That's once. So we're going to do twice over here on the 10. So it's going to pay 18, so we're going to pay it 20 for 2, press it 1 unit, collect the rest, swap it out, and then the second time it's going to pay 30 for 1. Well, it's probably going to pay 27. It may not be a buy yet. If it's not a buy, then it's not a buy until a quarter, or 20 bucks. So we'll say it becomes a buy at a quarter. So it's going to pay 27, which means that they're going to collect 22 and press it up. Now, what about the 5 and 9? The 5 and 9 are going to hit twice each. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this for right now. Going to hit twice each. So start with the 5. 15 for 1, press it up 1, collect. Next time around, it's going to pay 21, press it up 1, collect. The 9, 15 for 1, press it up 1, then 21, press it up 1. There we go. Now, the 6 and 8. The 6 and 8 are going to hit 2.5 times each, so we'll just do 2 and 3. Ease of use. Okay, make it very, very simple. Let me swap some of this out first. So, pays 14. Press it up 1 unit. Next it pays 21. We're going to press it up 1 unit. So we said 2 on this one, and we said we'd do 3 on the other one, right? So that's 1. That's 2. Third time, 3. So after, on the 15 roll hand, statistically, and again, a lot of strategies, it's based on breaking the statistics, but statistically, this is what you would get. So you would end up with a profit of $165, okay? So now let's look at the 30 roll hands. So for the 4, it's going to pay 2 more times. The 4 and the 10 are likely to hit 3 times each. So we did 1 and 2 up to this point. So now we're going to do 2 more times and 1 more time. So that's going to pay 27. So we're going to pay the 27, press it up 1, and they collect right there. Let me give them the 167 or 166 they started with. So we have a starting point. And now the next time around it's going to pay 36. They're going to press it up 1 unit. There we go. Now over here we're just going to pay it once, so it's going to pay 36. And there we go. So the 4 and 10 are done. Now, what about the 5 and 9? Well, the 5 and 9, on average, are going to roll 4 times each. So we're going to add 2 more times each to each one of these. So 20 pays 28, so we press it up 1 unit. There we go. 25 pays 35. We're going to press it up 1 unit. There we go. Same thing over here. We're going to pay 30 for 2. Whoa, way wrong color. And then 35. So what about the 6 and 8? Statistically, the 6 and 8 are going to roll 5 times each. Now we did 2 and 3, so we're going to do 3 more here and then 2 more here. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 more over here. 1. And 2. So after the 30 roll hand, let's see where we are at. we are at $508. So let me go ahead and start out with 508 so that we can look at the 45 roll hand. So the 45 roll hand, now the 4 and the 10 are going to average, looks like they're going to average 4.5 times each. So we'll do 4 and 5. Now they've already done 3. So we're going to add 1, we're going to add 2. Okay, so now this would be a buy at this point. Okay, so we'll pay it 50 for 1. They'll press it 1 unit. There we go. Just once on that one. So then over here, do the same thing. We're going to pay it 50 for 1. Press it a unit. There we go. Now we said we were going to do this one twice, right? So 30 pays 58. So we're going to cut out $58. Press it 1 unit. And we're finished. Now the 5 and the 9. The 5 and the 9 are going to roll 6 times each. So we're just going to do 2 more rolls per. So what does 30 pay? 30 pays 42. Press it up to 35. Then we'll do 50 for 1. Press it up to 40. Same thing over here. We'll do 42. Actually, we'll do 45 for 3. Press it up a unit. Then we'll do 50 for 1. Press it up a unit. And now we look at the 6 and the 8. So the 6 and the 8 are going to average 7.5 times each. So we'll do 7 and 8. Now we did 5 and 5 already, so we're going to do 2 more and 3 more. So 2 more over here. Well, 42 pays 49. So we're going to cut out $49, right? And we're going to press it up 1 unit, which means we're going to 48. 48 pays 56. And they're going to press it up 1 unit, which means they go to 54. All right, and I said 2 and 3, right? So that's 2. So now over here, same thing, 49, going up to 48. Next it pays 56, and going up to 54. And for the third time, it pays $63. And it goes up to 60. Okay, so this is after a 45-minute roll. So now let's take a look at what we've got. All right, so we're sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. So after a 45 roll hand, just by pressing it up 1 unit at a time, you're now sitting on $1,054. $1,054 in profit after the 45 roll hand. Not too shabby. So now let's look at the 60 roll hand. So the 60 roll hand, let's get the starting bankroll set up of $1,054. Now the 60 roll hand, let's see, so the 4 and the 10 are going to roll on average 6 times each. 6 times each. So we're going to add 2 and 1. Okay? And add 2 and 1. So $58. 58. Press it up 1. Now this is going to pay 68. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and pay 70 for 2 just for ease. Press it up 1, collect the rest. Now over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pay 70 for 2, press it up 1, collect the rest. So that covers the 4 and 10. So now the 5 and the 9. The 5 and the 9, we're going to add 2 rolls each to it. So we're at 40 right now. So 40 is going to pay 56. Press it up to 45. 45 is going to pay 63. Let's do 65 for 2. Press it up 1 unit. And there we go. And we're going to do the same thing over here. 40 is going to pay 56. Press it up 1 unit. 45 is going to pay 63, so we'll do 65 for 2. Press it up 1 unit. So what about the 6 and the 8? They're statistically going to roll 10 times each. We're going to add 3 and we're going to add 2 to these. Okay, let me swap some of these out. So already got 100 there. So we got 400 already. We're going to add 3 and add 2. So 54 is going to pay 63. I'm going to go to 60. Collect the rest. 60 is going to pay 70. I'm going to press 1 unit. Go to 66. We're going to collect. Now 66 is going to pay 77. They're going to press 1 unit. This brings them up to 62. And they're going to collect the rest. Now we'll do 2 times for the 8 over here. The 8, 60 is going to pay 70. They want a buck. Boom. There we go. 66 is going to pay 77. Go to 72. And they're done. All right, so here's what we have for pressing 1 unit at a time. Now the reason I like this strategy, like I said, 1, it's simple. I love this strategy for new players, and we've introduced new players to this strategy quite often, and if they catch the right roll, they've made a ton of money. Because as you'll see, this strategy, because you're collecting most of what you are getting paid, you end up building up your bankroll very, very quickly. So while you're still increasing your bets, therefore getting paid more and more and more as time goes on. So this particular strategy right here, when you stop and look at it in its I guess you could say the micro, it looks pretty decent, especially for your 15 and your 30 roll hands. When you start getting into the 45, so in your 12 to 15 minute rolls and your 20 to 25 minute rolls, it looks pretty darn good. When you start getting into the 40 minute rolls, it starts to look slightly weaker than some and about even with others. And it's not until you get to the hour plus rolls where its main weakness shows up. And its main weakness is how low aggressive it is at the very beginning. But by being low aggressive at the very beginning, it's collecting a lot of money. So let's compare it. So on the 15 roll hand, this is statistically likely to win $166. $166 that you have collected. Now you started out with $64 across, so you did win over $100. But let's compare it to, say, the Iron Cross. Iron Cross would win $177. So Iron Cross is slightly ahead on that one. What about the mid press? Mid press method is $134. So this is slightly ahead there. What about the power press? Well, the power press is in the whole $15 on a 15 roll hand. So this is obviously stronger, much stronger at that point. So what about the 30 roll hand? Well, the 30 roll hand, the Iron Cross is going to win about $244. This is going to be up over $500, pretty strong. What about the mid press? Well, the mid press is going to be $432, so really, really close to this. So the mid press is already starting to look pretty good, or at least keeping. This particular strategy is about in line with the mid press. Power press method would be up $288. So again, the power press method is still looking kind of weak. Power press method is not going for these kind of rolls. What about the 45 roll hand? 45 roll hand, now this is up over 1,000. Iron Cross is up over 500. Mid press is up 1,000. 1,013 versus 1,054. So this still shows a little bit better. And then the power press is up over $4,000. So the power press is really starting to shine when you hit about the 40 minute roll. So when you get to the hour plus roll, this would be up about almost $1,800. Iron Cross is going to be up $688. So the Iron Cross is just the The mid-press method is going to be up $2,578. So the mid-press method is clean this one's clock once you get to the hour plus roll. The power press method is going to be up just shy of $32,000. So it just annihilates this one on those hour plus rolls, those extraordinarily rare rolls. So just going by the statistical likelihood of numbers rolling, pressing 1 unit at a time actually seems stronger than most of the common and successful betting strategies. So why isn't this one played more? It comes down to the entire point behind mid-press and power press method. The mid-press and power press method, what they're shooting for, what they're hoping for, are the statistical anomalies, which when you really get down to it, a 20-minute roll is a statistical anomaly already. Even if it hit all the statistical likelihoods of numbers to roll, it's still an anomaly. 7 should have come multiple times. So then when you get to the 40-minute rolls, the hour-long rolls, you're just annihilating the statistics. You don't need a 20-minute roll for the same number to roll 5 or 6 times. It's more likely to have the same number roll 5 or 6 times in less than in one person's 10-minute roll than it is to run into the hour-long roll. We will see the same number roll 5 or 6 times a lot throughout our shift before 7 out comes, a lot. And that's what the mid-press and power press methods are looking for. They're looking for that statistical anomaly that gets one number up super high, whereas the iron cross won't get a number up at all, and this method will get numbers up slightly, a little bit at a time. But again, this is still a really strong method. Really strong, very basic strategy. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.